Welcome to Epic Block of the Month, month number 9, folks. We are super excited to be working with Charisma Horton's awesome pattern. We're going to do 4 really cool blocks this month. Are you ready? Let's get started. Friends, welcome back to the Epic Block of the Month. We are on block number 9. This is an incredible 96 by 96 inch pattern entitled Epic, designed by my friend Charisma Horton from the Little Pink Barn. My name's Rob Appell from Stitchin Heaven, and we are using my awesome new and newer Worlds fabrics from Benartex. And this is going to be a really fun month, folks. We only have 4 blocks to make, and we are using parts and pieces from other months now, but we do really want to pay attention because we have a little bit of color coding that's going to be super important when we get back to the quilt project because of the way they're going to come back together. Now that star right there that we're working on is seen right up in here, and it follows right into one of these units, and there are those units throughout the project. So we're going to pay attention. We have 4 color codes to watch. It's all written here in the pattern, so you're going to make sure you have that, or maybe one of the kits from your local quilt shop. And we are going to be making blocks we've also made before, like our square and a square. So I just want to point out page 15 is where the instructions start, but it's really on page 16 here. You can see where those color codes are so important, and these actual diagrams, steps 9 and steps 10, are the ones you want to focus on to make sure you have the correct parts and pieces when you're gathering from your month 5 leftovers and from your month 4 leftovers. Hoping that makes sense, but I will walk you through it each and every step of the way, as we have and will continue to do for all 12 months. That being said, let's get started. I have a 1/4 inch. Ooh, I need a hot iron. And we're going to go ahead and start with that black center square and our little rectangles, and we're going to stitch these on. And you'll be making 4 of these units for this month. I prefer to do these chain piecing style, and I prefer to do these without having to go back to the ironing board if I don't need to. So I recommend you do all 4 of yours, then rotate them, sew the other rectangles to the square. And that hopefully gave me enough time to stall to get my iron hot. And now I'm going to go ahead and take and press into the black, the center, while I can. And we've learned in the past months that we're going to have to press the other rectangles the other direction. It just makes life easier sometimes. Why fight the fabric? We're here to have fun with it. These rectangles are going to fit in right here, and this square, as all of our squares today, here comes your hint, 4.5 inches. And that's kind of fun. I don't know if you've noticed that, but over the months, even though we're making all kinds of different blocks, they're going to make these different stars and really cool color wheel code as it goes around. The units are fairly the same, and that allows us to really get confident in our quilting. I like that a lot. All right, I'm going to lay that one on there just like before, both sides before I go back to the pressing station. And now with these, yeah, I'm not going to fight it any longer. I'm just going to go ahead and press away from center. It's just easiest that way. And then set all 4 of those aside. And I only have 2 because if you're doing your math like I'm doing my math, I've got 2 on the wall. And we're going to actually make the red unit, as you see here, and the yellow unit. So, and that's partly because the next steps make multiple parts and pieces, and I needed those so I could move on, or I would add 3 on the wall. And we're going to make our half square triangles first, and then those, half square triangles first. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the 4 7/8 inch squares. There's your hint for the day. And so I've already marked my diagonal. At this point, I really want my edge guide out of the way. It makes life easier. You'll be making several of these. I only have the one last one, so I'm just going to rotate now and go down this other side. Okay, now for this, as with always, we're going to go ahead and protect our fingers and our work. I'm going to slice through here. And at this point, these are, like I said, going to finish at the 4.5. So if you had your slotted trimmer somewhere handy, and mine are across the room, then you could not press these cut them with your slotted trimmer right now to finish at 4.5. My slotted trimmer is hidden, so I'm going to press towards the dark fabric, the blue, and then I'm going to trim these down, and I'll show you that just using the diagonal off of any standard ruler. As mentioned, we don't have a lot of excess fabric. So I want to make sure, I'm going to have to rotate this, find my 45, and first I'm just going to check. I'm looking for a 4.5-inch square, and you can see I'm basically spot on. So in this instance, all I need to do by checking that diagonal is just take off my little corners, right? And of course you could also do that this way, and then build yourself a nice stack. I do want to check all of them. 4.5, 4.5, and there's where all that excess came from. So now I'm going to lay my diagonal here. I'm going to slide it up a little bit to get my most accurate cut so I can trim here and trim here. Rotate 180 so I'm still on that same diagonal, making sure I find my 4.5 and 4.5 inch mark there on the corner, and then trim those down as well. Right? Pretty cool. Set those aside. Now, we're going to jump into step 6, and we're going up a size in squares, and we're going to make now with both the blue and the black these same pieces to begin with. But then when you get onto page 16, you can see we're going to then combine them to make really cool, like quarter square triangles or hourglass, however you want to look at it. So I've already marked these for us. Same diagonal line. I'm just going to make sure everything's squared up. And now because I have a few of them, I'm going to chain piece them. Just take a moment and cut those, rotate. Again, we're going to separate these, but I'm not going to trim them now. I'm going to wait till everything's done. I think that's the easier way to do it. But we do need to press them, so we're going to press them both to the white parts. Excuse me. I should say away from the white parts into our dark parts. Don't know why I said, why would I be so misleading today? I don't know, I apologize. Pressing to the dark parts. Now here's the next key. We're going to take one each from the blue pile and the black pile, and we're going to rotate our dark parts. Right? So now I've got my dark part versus my dark part, and that's why I was pressing away. Kind of interlock those seams real nice, okay? And now we're going to mark our diagonals across here. Dark part. And then we'll do the same stitching for our quarter square triangles, and those will also be trimmed down at 4.5. So mark them. Stitch them. separate them both from each other and then again from each other. And press them over. These are so cool looking, these units. If you, and you should, trim them down, like I said, to 4.5 inches. But as you go to trim them down, don't forget you've got a real center point here. So let's do the same trick where we're going to use our diagonal. We're going to find our 4.5 and our 4.5. But my first cut, I'm going to really focus on my 2 1/4 there, because that gives me a guaranteed 4.5 with that center point in the center of my whole unit. Then we can rotate 180 degrees, finding our 4.5 mark on our ruler. And that's what you're going for with that nice point right in the center. So do that with the rest of your blocks. Let you have a second to catch up, because we're going to then pick and choose our colors to reassemble. And when I say specific colors, this is what I was referring to a bit earlier, is that on step 9, we're going to gather from the month 5 leftover units. And what we're doing there is we're making sure that we have these opposite colors. You see how I have 2 of the reds. Up here you'll see 2 of the turquoise, 2 of the purple. Here's 2 of the yellow, like in the diagram, okay? And again, those are facing, however we want to do it, opposite directions, and that's key, keeping those color codes essential. And then this is the last and most important part, step 10. You can see here specifically that I have the orange next to the black, the yellow next to the white. So there's 4 of those blocks you're going to fish out of your month 4 leftovers, and make sure that you have those exact blocks so that we can then go over here to sew step number 12, and we're just going to build this with this orientation. Real simple and easy. Let's put the yellow one together because that's following the diagram. And what I like to do is kind of start with the easy stuff. So we also had from our cutting instructions some solid squares. So I'm going to start with this is that upper corner square. And now I have one of the units we just made with the blue facing out there. Then I've got another one here with the blue facing out over this way, which brings these blacks together. Our center square is our center square in a square. Okay. Now the bottom, black and white out here, orange and yellow. Yes, that's correct. Okay. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to take, we have half square triangles, and those are going to run here so that the white touches blue out here. Blue with the white running. You kind of see how it's forming that star. And that helps me bring this in here so that I can see the black lines and the white lines running out. And then your double check would be that your color pieces are on the outside edges. So follow that. And again, you have, and you can see the little dots aren't on your pattern. Those are the ones reminding me which ones I'm making today. But so yeah, just follow all 4 of those in detail. Make sure you have them all dialed in. And now technically, folks, it's just the 9 patch, and we're just going to sew these in rows. Oh, and I do like to adjust my 1/4 inch tool, whatever I'm using. If it's a foot change or an edge guide or something, do that now, because you've made all your units. So now you can set this. And you know, one of my favorite tricks while I'm doing a 9 patch like this is I'm going to just quickly press, drop my piece back in orientation. I'm kind of working my way up as I go. And then once I get more confident, I'll actually start chain piecing it so that then I would just come here and grab this section. But I never let myself get too far ahead without rechecking the design elements making sure, because then if not, as you've seen in the past, we'll have to get out that old seam ripper. So far, only once in a 12-month series, but we're not done yet. Okay, I'm going to take a second here, press. This one's nice. I know where the center goes. This one up here, I'm going to press towards that outer solid square. So I know where that goes. Then again, just keep sewing on my units as I need. But you'll notice I just rotated. So when I come back, I want to make sure I put it back in the proper orientation. And one of my other hints I've offered in the past, now you start to put it all together. This is an outside row, so I'm pressing to the outside edges. And then technically when I do this one, it'll be an inside row, so I'll be pressing towards the inside. And that helps us nest our seams when we go to put the rows together. Making sure everything's pressed nice and flat for us. And then that's cool because you can see that blue orientation kind of stays over here. It forms that half star look. And then you can just kind of come back through and start interlocking those seams and stitching your rows out. Again, kind of pressing after each row, I think, makes it nice. And at this point, I'll probably just press away from center. I can't predict how this block is going to rotate enough seam-wise into the next series of rows. But when we put all of the big rows into big columns and that kind of stuff, we can do a little bit of pre-predicting again. Double checking to make sure everything looks appropriate. I like the way it's looking. Flip it over here and come on into the machine to finish out this seam. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and press again away from center, put it up on the design wall with all the others to admire our work. And we have wrapped up month number 9 of this epic block of the month quilt along by Charisma Horton Designs, the little pink barn using the Benartex New and New Worlds fabrics by myself, Rob Appell from Stitchin Heaven. We are having so much fun here. Like I said, take the time, admire your work, and I will be seeing you all very soon for month 10. We've got a lot of really fun sewing next month and a bunch of scrambling of a lot of those quarter square triangles you were already making. So again, please make sure you're all caught up. Let us know in the comments below how you're doing in our quilt along, and we will see you right here again on YouTube for month number 10, Epic by Charisma Horton Designs and myself, Rob Appell. Like I forgot who made the thing. Thanks again, folks. We'll see you next month.